We are pleased to bring in right now the national president of the Zionist Organization of America, Morton Klein. Sir, welcome in. As Donald Trump was making this announcement, you saw Netanyahu clearly had not been clued into this. Is this a reality? There's the Geneva Conventions. There's obviously talk about if this is something he really wants to do. We know in the past there's been such pushback from Arab states to take in Palestinians. How did you see this from a strategy point, Mort?
I think Donald Trump is moving toward becoming the Winston Churchill of our era. This is a brilliant and courageous act. He understands that a buffer zone between Gaza and Israel won't work because then you can still launch missiles and rockets. There have been 35,000 rockets launched into Israel from Gaza since 2005, since Hamas took over. And what people have to understand is that this is Jewish land. People don't know this. Under the British Mandate of 1922, reaffirmed in the UN resolution of 1945, this land of Gaza was given to the Jewish people as part of their Jewish state. The Jews have been living there forever. In fact, the most important and largest Jewish city in Israel, in the first Israel from thousands of years ago, was in Gaza, until Egypt in 1948 kept attacking the Jews, forced them out of Egypt. So this is Jewish land. And those who believe in the Bible, in Genesis, Joshua, Kings, and Judges, God gave this land of Gaza to the Jewish people. And it's quite interesting. We forget the Joint Chiefs of Staff in 1967 of the U.S. said Israel must keep Gaza for security purposes or there'll be nothing but terrorism. And they were right. So
we know
this is
Donald
Jewish.
Trump and Steve Witkoff have talked about, too, just the situation in Gaza. Witkoff saying 10 to 15 years, that it's actually just unsafe. There's no running water. There's explosives underneath. Now, Donald Trump said if necessary, we would send in U.S. troops, and then I envision the world people living there. But, this would also mean Egypt, Jordanian leaders having to work with Donald Trump, and they're set to visit the White House. Do you think they're willing to open up, as Donald Trump said, their hearts in a way and let Palestinians actually go there? Because that's the big piece of the puzzle, too.
Donald Trump has great leverage over Egypt and Jordan. We give Egypt $2.5 billion a year in aid and military arms. We give Jordan $1 billion a year. Donald Trump didn't say, I hope that they'll take him in. He said they will take him in because they have enormous leverage. And he's also going to make it clear to them. In 1948, 800,000 Jews left the Arab countries, and Israel absorbed all 800,000 in 48, when Israel itself only had 600,000 people. This tiny, poor country of Israel took them in. The Arab world has hundreds of millions of people, enormous wealth and resources. They can do this. And I think once they see that Trump is serious and is going to move forward, just as they accepted Israel moving the embassy to Jerusalem, and nothing happened of any negative consequence, they're going to accept this because it's the only way you can keep southern Israel safe is by not allowing the terrorist Arabs in Gaza. This is critically important.
Let's talk about the other news before the press conference with the Gaza takeover. There was a lot of news, Mort, and in regards to Iran, Donald Trump signed that executive order with harder sanctions. He said it troubled him to do so. But there's a lot of concerns. He said they cannot get a nuke. And there's some reports that are trying to get something a little bit more rudimentary, as you well know. Give us your reaction to Donald Trump. And he posted later on Truth Social that he wants Iran to be a great and successful country, but cannot get a nuclear weapon.
Donald Trump is doing the right thing. He's instituting sanctions on Iran, which means they will not be able to sell oil or other products to other countries. This will begin to bankrupt Iran, and they will lose huge amounts of money, which they use to fund Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis and other terrorist groups. Joe Biden and Obama, frankly, behind the scenes, gave Iran $36 billion, ended all sanctions, allowing them to earn another $100 billion on the world oil markets, giving them $100 billion in their reserves. That's how they funded Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis.